Hey, what is up, 7th and 8th graders at Lakeview Middle School 7-8 Academy? Mr. Gilbert here, and I am going to talk a little bit about our new cell phone policy. I'm sure many of you have heard the murmurs in the hallway, and some teachers have mentioned a new policy is coming. Well, tomorrow is the day. So first of all, I wanted to congratulate everyone on making their way through the first trimester. Now that is in the rear view mirror and we are looking forward. Now here's the deal with the new cell phone policy. Call me crazy, but I think that one of the main things that the 7-8 Academy should be doing is getting all of you ready for the high school. Well, just so happens that we are adopting the high school's cell phone policy. So what we are going to be operating under in regards to cell phones is the same as the high school does. So when you get to the high school, it isn't a shock when you have a consequence for having your cell phone out in class. So with that being said, I'm going to run through a quick presentation, the rundown on what the policy looks like, the expectations, what is going to happen if you don't meet those expectations, and then I think we've got a little bit of a treat for you at the end, a little bit of a review video. We'll call it that. All right, let's jump into it. All right, here we go. The LMS 7-8 Cell Phone Policy 2122 Homeroom Lesson 11-15-21. Is that the correct date? Yup. All right. We've made it to the 15th. Yeah. So, as a student, you might be asking, when can I use my cell phone at school? The only times that students are allowed to have cell phones and be using them before and after school, so we're talking about before 7:40 and after 2:10 or 2:40, depending on if it's Monday or any other day of the week, during passing time in the hallway, that's new, and then during your lunch period. And as always, taking photos and videos are never allowed. Remember, you might be taking a picture of someone and they've not given your permission, or you might be taking a picture of someone who did give you their permission, but whoever is in the background didn't. So let's just go ahead and say no pictures, no videos. It's simple. Follow that rule, please. So this concept of bell to bell, you're going to hear a lot. Especially a little later. So this idea of bell to bell means you can't use your cell phone in between the start of the class bell and the end of the class bell. So once your class ends and you hear that bell, you got your 5-minute passing time. That's when you are allowed to use your cell phone. So students cannot use their phones during class time or even have their phone out. What does that mean? Well, Mr. Gilbert, what if I just set it on my desk right here? It's face down, I'm not using it. No, your cell phone's out. Put it away, okay? You might have pockets. Put it in your pocket. You might have a Chromebook case. I know that there's pockets in the Chromebook case. Put it in a Chromebook case. If you don't have a Chromebook case and you don't have pockets, maybe your teacher's nice enough to lock it up in a drawer or something. But if that's not the case, just leave it in your locker. Okay, you all have lockers. They can be locked up. They are secured. Leave it in your locker. That's just the easiest thing to do if you don't have a way to keep your cell phone put away. So again, going back to this idea of bell to bell, this includes in the classroom and out in the hallway. So that means if you are taking a restroom pass, you should just keep your cell phone in your pocket, okay? If you are on a hallway pass, locker pass, going to the office, going to the restroom, and you have your phone out in the hallway, and it's from bell to bell, it's inside that class time period, you're violating the cell phone policy. So a teacher who sees you in the hallway, or administrator, or any other adult in the building, can issue a cell phone violation, and you will be sent to Miss Brandy's room. More on that later. So again, just to recap, bell to bell, no cell. Passing time is fine. So a little bit in the process, okay, what's going to happen if you have your cell phone out in class, okay? Teacher sees you, staring down into your lap. Well, that's not natural to begin with. You got your cell phone out. What happens? If a student is using their phone or has their phone out during class time, teachers are going to send them to the refocus room. That's Miss Brandy's room, with their phone and a red cell phone violation pass. Teachers are also going to send an email to Miss Brandy to let her know that a student is on their way down with a cell phone violation. Okay. Miss Brandy is going to take the red pass and your phone, and she's going to place it in a numbered phone slot on the wall in a locked room. She's going to give you a number card. That's important. Remember that. She's going to give you a number card and this neon green pass to go back to class. She's going to write your name on it, what teacher you're going to, and then what time you're going back to class. So don't dilly-dally in the hallways. Get right back to class. You don't want to miss that good educational content that we are giving you. Who would want to miss it? Moving on. Students must have that number card to get their phone at the end of the day. Yes, that's like your Willy Wonka golden ticket. To be able to get your phone back at the end of the day because you couldn't follow the rules that we laid out for you, you couldn't meet those expectations that are, quite frankly, very simple, you're going to lose your phone all day, but you can get it back at the end of the day. A little bit more on that later. But you got to have that number card to be able to get your phone at the end of the day. So treat that number card like you would treat your phone. Don't lose it. It's as simple as that. You give her the number card back at the end of the day. She gives you your phone. Okay, that phone, that number card says that that phone in that number slot is your phone. So this makes it not confusing for anybody. So a little bit on the violations. That's the process of what happens when you have your cell phone out in class. But we don't want to have the situation where you're just consistently violating the cell phone policy. So it's kind of a tiered step system or program. So violation number 1, the student is going to pick up their phone at the end of the day. Okay, you lost your phone for the day. That's the only thing that's really happening that's a bummer for you. Okay, but we're going to keep track of who has cell phone violations and how many they have. Now, once you hit violation number 2 and number 3, you're going to get a lunch detention as an extra consequence to your actions. But you can still pick up your phone at the end of the day. Now, if you haven't learned your lesson on number 1, number 2, or number 3, then we have extra consequences. The 4th violation of you not being able to follow a simple rule is going to be a half day in ISS, in-school suspension. Okay? And the student, you can pick up your phone at the end of the day. Your parents are going to be notified by email, and the administration is also going to document this in Skyward. So now it starts to get a little bit more serious. Now on the 5th violation, you're going to get 1 day in school suspension. Remember, you've already messed up 4 times. Please learn a lesson. You're going to get 1 day in school suspension. Students can pick up their phone at the end of the day, and the parents are going to be notified by the administration, and it's going to be documented in Skyward. This is where things really get hairy for a lot of students that have messed up 5 times and continue to mess up. Anything after the 5th violation, the phone is going to go to the administrator, and we're going to need to create a plan with your parents, and that phone is going to be returned to your parents. It's not going to go back to you at the end of the day. Your parents are going to have to come in and pick that phone up. Sorry, okay? If they can't come that day, we're going to have to work something out with your parents, okay? So just know you might lose your phone for a day plus until your parents come pick it up. So little bit on warnings. This is your warning. There are no warnings. Okay, consider the beginning bell in class. That's your warning. The warning is the bell. This video is the warning. Listen to the video. Listen to the bell. Warning, warning, warnings all over the place. Follow the rule and you'll be cool. See what I did there? But what if I have an emergency, Mr. Gilbert? All right. We get it. There's always emergencies. If you, as the student, have an emergency and you need to call home in the middle of class, go to the office and let the secretaries know that you need to call home. That's what we've been doing for a really long time in school, and it works surprisingly well. Now, if your parent has an emergency that they need to let you know about, and it can't wait until passing time when you can actually check your phone, they can call the office, and the office will call you down to let you know what's going on. As of 2021, the phone has been around for 145 years, and this is how we've pretty much communicated in schools forever. So, if you can't wait for passing time to let your parents know that you want corn dogs and tater tots for dinner, then go to the office, okay? Go to the office if you have an emergency. All right. Now that all of that boring stuff is out of the way, we've got something special to review. And if I do say so myself, as the kids are saying these days, I think, this is gonna slap. Enjoy. Sitting up in class, checking through my text, looking for what's next. I can be on anything.com. If the teacher sees me, I'ma say, it's my mom. Snapchat, TikTok, on my phone, you know, it's on unblocked. On YouTube or Instagram, shoot, whatever I'm into, fam. Oh yeah, like a snitch, I'ma drop a dime as I drop this little rhyme. It's the leaders of the old school, here to break down the new rule. In the morning, lunch, or passing time, having your phone out is not a crime. Hey, you ask, so I'm gonna tell. From bell to bell, you just cannot have your cell. It's bell to bell, no cell, but passing time is not a crime. One more time, bell to bell, no cell, bell to bell, no cell, passing time is not a crime. So yeah, it's a new policy, but chill, yo, you got your phone more frequently. Now we changed these rules most recently, but here's the thing, nothing's changed with decency. You can't take pictures, you can't record, those are all crimes you just cannot afford. And some might ask about the bathroom stall. Come on, no, that's just nasty, y'all. Now remember that thing about a hall pass, got your phone out in class, you about to get a pass. There are no phones from bell to bell. If they see you, you know their teacher's gonna tell. You'll be sent down to see Miss Brandy. She'll be waiting there to take your candy now. While I think I have your attention, the last thing I really need to mention, phones in class now lead to detention. So rock it in your pocket or keep it locked. Before you get it out, you better check the clock. Cause in the morning, lunch or passing time, having that phone out is not a crime.